Let's start with the first exercise. Sit down, take your left leg. I will now start OP on the left side. If your right leg is shorter, then please do the same exercise on the right side. Left leg, 45 degrees. And now you go as far back as possible with your right leg. And you also try to get your right leg on the top of the foot. And then you probably notice how it tightens in the buttocks. And now you go very slowly and carefully increasing forward. And then it tightens even more. Now we are stretching a specific gluteal area. And you continue to breathe nicely into the stretch. Keep going a little deeper. And that pulls in the buttocks. It can pull on the inside of the thigh. It can also pull in the groin. Always go further into the stretch. We are going further, stretching more and more. Keep moving forward, go nicely into the stretch. You see, I'm going deeper and deeper down. And now imagine your left lower leg pressing firmly against the ground as if trying to make a hole in the floor. Press firmly against it and a little harder. This is the strength training. And relax and gently go further in. Going further in means your hands move forward or you bend your elbows. And you breathe nicely, deeply in, deeply out, and while exhaling, always further in. And you must enjoy it, remember? We must always enjoy these exercises. And then you slowly come back up, and now we change the angle to get into other areas of the buttocks. So we will now interrupt the exercise briefly, move into a new position, and continue right away. Now you notice, oh, that feels different, probably feels heavier for you. You won't come as far straight. You are probably pushed a little to the left now. And now look, I position my left hand in front and slightly to the side of my left knee so that I can push my torso diagonally backwards to the right higher and higher. And then you notice it also pulls around the pelvis. Depending on where your muscles and fascia are shorter, you always push yourself further in that direction. And now we are also in the buttocks area, but in a different muscle and fascia layer. And once you have pushed yourself somewhat to the right, lower your torso again, and now you'll notice, oh, now it's really starting again. Now it's really starting again. The stretching feels more intense. Stay at the intensity that you can still bear well. You already know that. Just bearable means just comfortable pain. Even if it pinches, even if it hurts, it must only be a comfortable pain. Always remember, it has to be fun, active vacation, go a little deeper. Breathe in deeply. We keep up this exercise for 2 to 2.5 minutes. And that is so exhausting. We do this because only after half a minute do the fascial tissues begin to give way. That means only then do you have an effect. And from half a minute to 2, maybe even 2.5 minutes, you can really get into a maximum stretch with a minimal time investment. Assuming you would start over from the beginning 5 times in a row for the same amount of time, you wouldn't have nearly the effect that you get this way. Therefore, stay in a position that you can still bear it well. And then everything is fine. Now press as hard as possible into the ground with your left leg. a little tighter and a little tighter, and relax. And go even further into the stretch. And then slowly come out again. We can smoothly transition to the next exercise without needing to interrupt anything. You go down into the crawling position, lower yourself down, and extend the right knee out. Mind you, we are practicing for the left leg now. Now we practically move with the left inguinal region further towards the ground. And then you notice it pulls on the front of the left thigh in the groin, maybe even a little into the hip joint. And what is it about again? Feeling good. Oh, by the way, if you can't hold yourself up with your arms like that, then you can lay down on a chair or on the couch with your torso. Then you simply place your forearm on it. But always try to do it with your arms, because every time you try it for 30 days, it may not work at first, but after 30 days you'll think, wow, my arms have gotten stronger. That's called training. This is a positive side effect. Lower yourself nicely, and then you'll soon notice it pulling up to the hip bone, which can feel quite strong. Always hold the stretching pain in such a way that you can still bear it positively well. We now press the left knee really tight against the ground. This trains the muscles we are currently stretching to feel comfortable even at a greater length. Press against it properly. Imagine you are lifting a 50-kilogram weight, really tight, really heavy. Press even more with the knee into the ground and release, relax, and sink further down. Very good, very good, very good. Come a little further, and then slowly release. Now we have made the muscles of the back longer. Now we have made the front longer. Now we are making the sides longer. Look, either go directly into this position if you have the arm strength, or if you don't, then lay back on the couch with your left forearm and just let yourself hang down. And now you feel the stretching on the left side of the pelvis, maybe in the hip, maybe a little on the outside of the thigh, and let yourself go deeper. And if you don't feel any stretching, then push your right knee further forward, because then your pelvis rotates and you may have more stretching. By the way, it would be great if you could leave me a comment on how you find such a challenge and what your progress is, especially over time. Writing updates every now and then would interest everyone, and definitely me. Beautifully keep hanging further and enjoy. Remember, it's about enjoying. Because if you can't enjoy this exercise, if it's not fun, if it feels too annoying, then you won't keep doing it. Therefore, they must feel good, and the great thing is when they feel good, then you are just in the best efficiency. So everything is wonderful. If you eventually give up because your arm can't take it anymore, then just take a break on the couch, no problem at all. Just don't collapse, go out slowly, don't move suddenly. And now you press with your left knee towards the ground. Target that first, it's not that easy. Press your left knee against the ground and now add body control to it. Somehow, let your body handle it, as it knows much better than you do. Press your left hand more firmly against the ground, or your left forearm against the couch if you're lying on the couch. Try to achieve that when your left hand is on a scale, it shows more kilograms. That works. press down even further, because then the weight is distributed differently. The total weight remains the same. That would be great if we could lose a kilo during such an exercise, preferably fat. Press, release again, and go further into the stretch. And now slowly come out. Isabella always tells me, she tells people to go out slowly, and now I'm doing that too. Come out very slowly. Okay, and we stay directly in this position, and now it's about spreading your knees as far apart as possible. Go as far apart as possible. This can feel corrosive. You just have to stay on the irritating scale, but just in the positive range. And now go down further with your groins and feel what's happening there. It's uncomfortable. But the trick is that the unpleasant must just be pleasant, if you know what I mean. Lower the groin area further down. The short adductors, both right and left, tighten them up properly so that when we relax shortly after, they loosen and give way. Tighten a little more and then relax and go a little further in. And you notice, as annoying as the exercise is, millimeter by millimeter something is happening. Keep going further down and then slowly come back out, slowly come back out. And now let's do the following. Go fetch a chair since you'll be needing it. Now we are going behind a chair. I will move it a little over here. I think it fits. So, attention, first of all, make the pelvis nice and straight. That means don't stand with a hollow back, don't make a duck butt, but rather lift the pubic bone in front of the pelvis so that the pelvis is completely straight. And you shouldn't slide on the ground because then the exercise becomes stressful. You should somehow wear shoes or use a floor to practice on where you don't slip so much, because then you have to constantly counteract, and that is not good. It is counterproductive. And you see, I do the following. I move forward and spread my heels a little further apart. Then I go back a little carefully and spread my toes a little apart. And again, forward, heels apart, backward, toes apart, and I let that change a bit and always go a little further apart. Attention, do not arch your back. Try to keep your pelvis as straight as possible. And now we stretch the long adductors on the inside of the thigh, which go down to the knee. And I have designed the exercise in such a way that we practice both sides repeatedly so that the imbalances decrease and you perceive where there is more tension. Everything towards more body awareness, feeling more what can be better in your body. The more emotions you train there, it is strongly dependent on training, the better you can deal with your body. Always further, always further. And you notice I also come deeper and deeper. It is good to have a solid object to lean on. You could also lay your forearms on a table that is high enough. Something in this direction. And now let's tighten the feet together. So now you tense up strength, give strength, in the attempt to move your toes or your feet together. A little more and a little more and a little more, and then you relax again and notice, aha, it worked, I can go a little further out. Always stay within the range that is still tolerable. And don't forget the smile. The smile is so important that the whole body relaxes. And now we go back again, very carefully, left over right and always further. Go back again. And slowly come out. And now we sit down on the chair again and take the leg that is shorter over the other. First, extend the other leg, place the foot on it, and then pull the right foot, in my case the right one, back as far as we get tension here. And then we press the left elbow down on the left knee, pressing it down nicely. Make a strong lordosis. Now go into lordosis intentionally and keep going further forward. Keep moving forward. Breathe in nicely and then you will notice it goes straight in the back. We are now going back to the buttocks. We started with the buttocks and end with the buttocks so that your 30-day challenge becomes really efficient. Keep moving forward into the stretch. Go into the stretch. Keep the back completely straight. Press the left leg down further and further. And a good trick is to bring the navel forward, so not to lean the upper body forward, then the back would round a bit and we don't want that. We must move forward with the belly button so that we have movement in the hip joint. There must be stretching, then it really hits the buttocks. Keep moving forward, arch your lower back, keep going further in, and now push with all your strength against the right leg. So my left foot presses against my right leg, and at the same time my left knee presses against my left forearm. If you can target that, always involve as much as possible. Press correctly, press more, and release and stretch further again. So now we have done a whole lot. Move a little, loosen up a bit, and now it's about continuing this for 30 days. So we already have the first one, 29 more days to go, and always observe, always write a comment. Enjoy the challenge and see you in the next videos. Bye.